Hi everyone, it's Greg Sigler with SkyWarrior Flight Training, and today we're going to be talking about using the VA to pay for that ATP CTP course. Only a couple slides in this video, but these couple slides probably account for about 99% of all the questions I get when it comes to using VA for ATP CTP. So let's dive in. So the first thing, there's two major ticket items that you must do before you show up for ATP CTP, and if you don't do both of these, you are not going to get paid by the VA. Simple as that. So the first thing is apply for your VA benefits, and there's two ways to do that. Either you're applying for the first time, Form 1990, or it's a change of school request. So you've applied for your VA benefits, maybe use them in another school, 1995. I put those up there so you can Google it. I'm not going to go too much into it. Don't really have many people having problems getting that part done. But you have to apply for your VA benefits. Number two, you must have an FAA Class 1 physical. Your military upchit will not count, and no other class of FAA physical will count. The reason behind this is because you have to have an FAA Class 1 to fly for the airlines, and so the VA thinks that, well, if they can't prove they can get a Class 1, then we're not going to pay for the course. So that's the thought process behind that. But please, if you don't do anything else, make sure you get these two things done. Now, once you apply for the VA, you're going to get a certificate of eligibility. Even if you change school request, you're going to get an updated certificate of eligibility. Okay? Here's the big thing about the certificate of eligibility. We don't care about it. Okay? And here's why. And a lot of people call and say, hey, I want to get in your ATP CTP course next week, but my certificate of eligibility has not come in the mail. Don't worry about it. We don't care about it anyways. The reason we don't care about it is because in our experience, those things can be wildly inaccurate. Maybe they're old, outdated, don't have the right information on it, whatever the case may be. So what's going to happen is once you either fill out your new VA certificate or change a school request, give it about a week, give us a call, and we'll call the VA ourselves and verify what you do or don't have when it comes to your eligibility for the VA. So don't care about it as far as having it, don't worry about it, because we're going to call anyways. Two is your percentage of eligibility. Now, for this course, we mainly deal with pilots who have served quite a while, so they're always usually 100% eligible. But here's how that works. Let's say your certificate of eligibility or the VA tells us, hey, this person's only 50% eligible based on his days of service. Well, what that means is this course is $5,000 as of shooting this video, January 2020. If you're only 50% eligible, that means you're going to have to pay $2,500 because the VA will only pay half of the $5,000, the other $2,500. So your percentage of eligibility drives how much you're going to have to reach into your pocket. Again, for this course, mostly 100%, but I have seen people with 90, 80% eligibility, which means they're going to have to reach into their pocket for the 10 or the 20% the VA will not cover. Also, months and days left. The VA does not talk in terms of money, they talk in terms of months and days. In 2020, basically, just know that each month is roughly worth $1,000. It's actually a little bit more, but each month is worth $1,000. So for a $5,000 course, you need to have 5 months of eligibility left. If you have less than that, call us. We'll do a little math and figure out what you're actually going to be out of pocket. So that's what we really need to know about certificate of eligibility. So upfront student cost. Post 9/11 GI Bill. If you have the post 9/11 GI Bill, you're 100% eligible. You've got the 5 months or more. The only deposit you're going to require is $2,100, and that is to save your simulator spot. We don't own the sims we use for this course. You're actually going to do it at the Delta facility in Atlanta, Georgia. So, but we do require a deposit to hold that simulator spot, and you will get that deposit back once we get paid by the VA. If you still have the Montgomery GI Bill, and it's becoming more and more rare, but if you have that, you're actually going to be responsible for the full $5,000 for the course. And two things you need to know about that. You have to pay the $5,000. That'll cover your deposit and everything up front. you're going to get, once you're approved by the VA through us and we put in the funding, and you're actually going to get the check sent directly to you. With the post 9/11, the GI Bill, the VA sends a check directly to us. When it comes to Montgomery, the check actually gets sent to you. And there is no percentage on the Montgomery GI Bill like the post 9/11 where 10, 20, 80, there's none of that. It's a flat percentage. The VA, if you are using the Montgomery GI Bill, will only pay 60% of the total bill. So that's a flat rate for anyone using the Montgomery GI Bill. If you're using post 9/11, don't worry about it. It's whatever percentage rate it says, but again, most pilots are 100%. But for the Montgomery GI Bill, so for a $5,000 course, you'll pay us $5,000. Once we put you through the VA and they pay you, you'll get a check directly to you for $3,000 or 60% of that course. When it comes to this deposit, once we're paid, we'll either put it back on your credit card or send you a check, whichever way you kind of paid us. So those are the upfront student costs for the ATP CTP course here at SkyWarrior. And that's really it. Those are most of the questions that I get when it comes to using the VA for the ATP CTP course. If you have anything else, contact me, Greg at SkyWarriorInc.com, or my number 850-433-6114, extension 5. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have about the ATP CTP or signing up with us. Until then, we hope to see you down here. Have a great day.